Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rhea Ripley is one of the most popular superstars in WWE today. However, a wrestling veteran believes she has one significant problem. The veteran in question is none other than Jonathan Coachman. As the former interim Raw general manager reviewed the latest episode of Monday Night Raw on his Behind the Turnbuckle, The Last Word podcast, he addressed Rhea Ripley's character. He claimed that although the Eradicator has many qualities, she is not good on the microphone. The 51-year-old stated that he wants to see the former women's world champion do less talking and more beating people up. There's no denying that she is over like Rover. That crowd was popping. They were ready for her. She got herself in great shape. She's got the look, the black lipstick, the black hair. I just don't like her on the mic. I need less talking and more beating people up, he said. 2021, Rhea Ripley challenged Liv Morgan on WWE Raw at Bash in Berlin. Rhea Ripley pinned Liv Morgan to pick up the victory for her and Damian Priest over the Women's World Champion and Dominic Mysterio in their mixed tag team match. Last night on WWE Raw, Ripley kicked off the show to challenge Morgan to a Women's World Championship match. While the latter did not respond to the Eradicator's challenge, Dominic did. He claimed his on-screen girlfriend would accept. Meanwhile, the segment ended with Morgan and Dominic injuring the 27-year-old. Despite being injured earlier, Ripley appeared at the show's end to chase Morgan, who interfered in Damian Priest and Jey Uso's match against the Judgment Day. She then celebrated with her Terror Twin and the leader of the Yeet movement after they defeated Finn Balor and JD McDonough. While many expect Ripley to fight Morgan at Bad Blood, WWE analyst Sam Roberts suggested the two square off inside Hell in a Cell. It will be interesting to see if that would happen. Rhea Ripley has become one of WWE's most dominant forces, establishing herself as a powerhouse in the women's division with her raw power, unique style, and undeniable charisma. Yet, as she continues to climb the ranks and solidify her legacy, a respected WWE veteran has raised concerns about a significant issue that could potentially hinder her long-term success. The veteran's perspective. The veteran in question, none other than the legendary Mick Foley, has always been known for his keen insight into the wrestling business. Over the years, Foley has seen countless stars rise and fall, and he's developed a deep understanding of what it takes to maintain longevity in the industry. In a recent interview, Foley was asked about his thoughts on Rhea Ripley and her current trajectory in WWE. While he had plenty of praise for the Nightmare, he didn't shy away from pointing out what he believes is a critical flaw in her approach. Rhea Ripley is an incredible talent, Foley began, his tone both complimentary and cautionary. She's got the look, the in-ring ability, and the presence that makes her stand out from the rest. But there's one thing that worries me about her, and it's something I've seen happen to a lot of stars who burn bright early on. Rhea's problem is that she's not connecting with the audience on a deeper, emotional level. The emotional connection Foley's concern stems from a fundamental aspect of professional wrestling, the emotional connection between the wrestler and the audience. It's what separates a good performer from a great one, and it's the key to achieving true, lasting stardom. Foley explained that while Ripley is undoubtedly popular and has a strong following, her character is still missing that vital ingredient that makes fans truly invest in her journey. When you look at the greats, people like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and even Becky Lynch, they all had this ability to make the audience feel something beyond just admiration for their skills, Foley elaborated. The audience felt their struggles, their triumphs, their pain. That's what kept people coming back, week after week, year after year. Rhea needs to find a way to tap into that emotional depth. The current landscape. Ripley's current role in WWE has her positioned as a dominant heel, often overpowering her opponents with ease and displaying a ruthless, no-nonsense attitude. Her association with the Judgment Day, a faction that thrives on chaos and intimidation, has only further cemented her as a force to be reckoned with. However, Foley believes that this character direction, while effective in establishing Ripley as a top villain, could also be limiting her potential to connect with fans on a more personal level. Being a heel is tricky, Foley noted. It's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment and focus on being the most hated person in the room. But even as a heel, you need that emotional connection. Think about Ric Flair. He was one of the most despised men in wrestling, but people were still invested in him because they felt something when he was in the ring. They either wanted to see him win or they desperately wanted to see him lose. With Rhea, I'm not sure the audience has reached that level of emotional investment yet. The path forward. Foley's advice for Ripley is not about changing her character, but rather about adding more layers to it. He suggested that Ripley needs to start revealing more of her backstory and motivations, giving fans a reason to care about her beyond just her physical prowess and villainous persona. Rhea has this amazing presence, but there's more to her story that we haven't seen yet, Foley said. Why is she the way she is? What drives her to be so ruthless? Those are the questions that need to be answered if she's going to take that next step. The more the audience understands her, the more they'll be invested in her, whether they love her or hate her. Foley pointed out that one way to achieve this could be through more personal promos and vignettes that delve into Ripley's past, her struggles, and what made her the dominant force she is today. By humanizing her character, even in small doses, Ripley could open the door to a deeper connection with the WWE universe. Look at someone like Bray Wyatt, Foley said, drawing a comparison. He was this dark, twisted character, but people were drawn to him because there was a story behind it. They wanted to understand why he was the way he was. Rhea can do something similar, in her own way. She doesn't need to change who she is, but she does need to give the audience more of a reason to care about what happens to her. The potential downfall. Foley's concerns aren't just about Ripley's current success, but about her future. He warned that without that emotional connection, even the most dominant stars can eventually fade into obscurity. I've seen it happen before, Foley said, his voice tinged with the wisdom of experience. Someone comes in, they're unstoppable, they're on top of the world, but then the audience loses interest because there's nothing more to the character than what's on the surface. Wrestling is about storytelling, and if the story doesn't evolve, people move on to the next big thing. Foley's words serve as both a critique and a challenge to Ripley. He sees her potential to be one of WWE's all-time greats, but only if she's willing to take that next step and deepen her connection with the audience. For Ripley, the question now is whether she can evolve her character in a way that resonates with fans on a deeper level, ensuring that her reign in WWE isn't just powerful, but also lasting. As Rhea Ripley continues to dominate in WWE, the spotlight is on her to see if she can address the one major problem highlighted by a legend like Mick Foley. Only time will tell if she rises to the challenge and solidifies her place as not just a nightmare, but a story worth remembering.